Hey, it is Kenny from Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much for viewing my channel. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. That would help me out. In this video, I'm going to talk about or review and get into a discussion about a very underrated, at least I think it's underrated, Oliver Nelson Impulse Jazz record or album called The Kennedy Dream, a musical tribute to John Fitzgerald Kennedy, featuring Oliver Nelson and his orchestra. This album was released in 1967. I think I first purchased it, I think it was my freshman year of college, which would have been the 79-80 school year. And I loved it then, and I still love it now. It's one of my favorite Oliver Nelson records. A lot of praise, in terms of Oliver Nelson, a lot of praise goes to this album. The blues and the abstract truth. This fabulous album features Bill Evans, Roy Haynes, Eric Dolphy, Oliver Nelson, Paul Chambers, and Freddie Hubbard. And this deserves a lot of praise. This is a fantabulous album. I mean, Analog Productions Acoustic Sounds wouldn't have reissued it if it wasn't. But this album here, The Kennedy Dream, I think it deserves some praise and hype as well. Is it as good as Blues and the Abstract Truth? Probably not, but it's a different album. You know, it's a different type of album. It's a different vibe, a different purpose. This is a tribute album to John F. Kennedy. And I have to tell you that all of the compositions or songs on this record, with the exception of one song, and I'll explain why that one song doesn't have this. Each song has a small excerpt from a Kennedy speech in front of the song or composition. So you have the Kennedy, part of the Kennedy speech, and then after that, you have the Oliver Nelson song or piece. And the Oliver Nelson compositions matches the vibe of these speeches, and it was done superbly and in an excellent way by Oliver Nelson. Like I said, it was issued in 1967, and on Impulse Jazz Records. And I'm gonna get into my opinion on some of the songs on this album, not all of them, but I'm gonna get into that and leave my score and assessment of the album at the end of the video. But like I said, this remains one of my favorite Oliver Nelson albums. It does for sure. There's a song called "Let the Word Go Forth," and again, it starts with a Kennedy speech, a very small excerpt from a Kennedy speech. And this composition, this jazz, big band, medium band, big band jazz composition, starts off slow in tempo. And then maybe a little bit before halfway, in between the composition, it builds this dramatic or semi-dramatic, fabulous jazz piece. It is very grand during the second half of this fabulous composition, in my opinion. I love that that composition, "Let the Word Go Forth." Another one that I love, because I love the speech on this one, and like I said, Oliver Nelson does a superb job of matching the vibe of the speech with his composition. He tries to match them to match the vibe of the speech. And I'm going to read this speech to you. And this is one of the more moving speeches on this album, and one of my favorite songs on this album. And this is Kennedy's speech. Please forgive me if I refer to my notes throughout this video. But here's his speech that was recorded June 11, 1963. Also, I got to tell you, if I failed to mention this at the beginning of the video, if I'm repeating myself, please forgive me. But the quality of the speeches in this album do not match the quality, the audiophile quality of the songs. like I said, they were probably recorded on lo-fi recorders of the day. So here's the speech, June 11th, 1963, and this is for the song, The Rights of All. And this is this excerpt of the speech. Today we are committed to a worldwide struggle to promote and protect the rights of all who wish to be free. And when Americans are sent to Vietnam or West Berlin, we do not ask for whites only. It ought to be possible, therefore, for American students of any color to attend any public institution they select without having to be backed up by troops. That is a very dramatic speech by John F. Kennedy, and so is the musical composition by Brother Oliver Nelson. The saxophone solo on here, on this composition, The Rights of All, is actually excellent. I believe it's Phil Woods. And it's a very, like, the speech is moving, and so is the, almost like straight ahead jazz style of that song, or that piece as well. There's another song called Tolerance, and I believe JFK is talking about religious tolerance here in the United States. And again, it's another starting off a slow tempo type of composition, but it builds into a very beautiful big band jazz piece. My second, or it's probably a tie for first, there's another song called let me see if I got this right. The Artist's Rightful Place. Now, this speech is amazing, but this is a fabulous straight ahead jazz piece that, again, the saxophone solo is excellent on this piece. The Artist's Rightful Place is a very nice, beautiful, straight ahead jazz piece. You should check that out. I think the Artist's Rightful Place and The Rights of All are the two best compositions on this album. There's another song called Jacqueline, a tribute to Jackie Kennedy. And I have two words for this one, for this song, this piece. Beautiful and probably mellow. It's very cool. It's almost like an easy listening style type of piece or composition, which shows the versatility of Oliver Nelson. It's called Jacqueline. That's a beautiful piece. Now, the only song on this album that does not contain a Kennedy speech, and for obvious purposes, is it's called A Day in Dallas. And the piece matches the somber mode of the death or assassination of John F. Kennedy, and it's again another fabulous piece by Oliver Nelson. It matches the mode of the scene. It really does. It's called A Day in Dallas. Overall, I would give this album, gosh, sound-wise, like I said, the speeches are not audiophile grade. The compositions, to some degree, are. So sound-wise, I give it like maybe a 7.5 in terms of sound. The performance, though, is a different story. This project, this ambitious project by Oliver Nelson, I give the performance a 9, personally. I think he did a fantabulous job of matching the mood of each Kennedy speech. It's a great tribute to John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I'll leave the links to all these songs in the comments section below. Please, in the description below, I should say. Please leave your comments in the comments section below. Thank you very much for viewing my video. I really appreciate it. God bless, strong love. Peace to all.